Creatures of the night, it's your girl Tati. Let's talk about AEW Collision. We started off with the TNT champion, Kyle Fletcher. Oh Lord, it feels good to say. Going against Ishii for the TNT title. Now, since he's a reigning and defending champion, right away, he's putting the title on the line. And in our opening match, they had a really great opening match. And I know, I don't think anybody watched this and thinking that Ishii was going to win. This was one of those things where it's just like, for the first competitor, not only is he going against a legend, but he's also showing everyone that, hey, regardless of who it is in the ring with me, I'm going to get shit done. Kyle Fletcher ends up taking the win and retaining the title. But I think Ishii looked absolutely great. I mean, we're not doing anything with him in Japan since we got the tournament going on. So he's here with AEW getting a little check. That's fine with me. After the match, though, Kyle Fletcher gets on the microphone and he says that he is ready to go against any legend in New Japan. Now, I felt it was a clue, I guess, for him to use the word legend. Not everyone in the ring is a legend, so I felt like that might have been a clue. A little later on in the night, Uncle Don is talking about how he has had affiliations and ties with New Japan, and that New Japan should cough up one of their wrestlers to go against Kyle Fletcher, and that if any of them have the balls to come to Dynamite next week, then they'll be waiting and they'll put the title on the line for Forbidden Door. Now, I will say this: I kind of I don't have a clue other than when he said legend, so I was kind of thinking maybe Tanahashi, but it can't be Tanahashi because he is in the tournament. And it can't be if the person has to physically be there, it cannot be any of the men that are currently in the G1, because the G1 will be over on July 17th and we still have 5 more shows to go. So that person can't physically be there. So there are still a lot of people who are on the roster that has not yet been doing anything. Some of the guys who have not been on the tournament have been wrestling at other promotions or whatnot. So it's going to be somebody who's available that can actually be there on Wednesday at Dynamite to be able to, accept this title shot to go against Kyle Fletcher. So I'm not sure who that can be. I don't think it's going to be Gabe Kidd, and I don't think it's going to be anyone that's already in the G1, but we still have a lot of options, and I can't wait to find out who that will be. Now, after this, we have Gates of Agony, who are backstage in some really dark basement or something where there's a whole bunch of chairs and all this shit. They're beating the hell up out of local talent or useless security guards, whatever the situation is. And they're ready to show the destruction of this new group. They don't have a name. Actually, they don't. And Gates of Agony, I'm not sure if they're still going by Gates of Agony. I remember hearing that they're just GOA at this point. They don't necessarily need a name of the group, but so far I am liking what I'm seeing in terms of Ricochet with Toa Leona and Bishop Khan. Lord have mercy, Bishop Khan, Jesus. Anyway, after this we have Nick Wayne with Kip and Mama Wayne, who's always looking good. Nick is, I think, trying to convince us with this promo that he is the bad guy in the situation, not Christian, after what they did to our stepdaddy, which is very interesting because I feel like even after, when Christian, his last promo that he did the other day, he was still very heelish. And I think it's a battle between the two of them over which one of us has treated each other worse. And it's just I don't think it's you, Nick. I really don't think it's you. And I think what I was trying to achieve with this promo was for people to feel bad for Christian and kind of turn their heads and maybe he's a babyface. I still don't believe that Christian's a babyface in the situation. It still feels like he did mistreat y'all this entire time, and y'all had every right to turn y'all backs on him. And it still feels that way, but he's trying to convince us otherwise. I don't know where things are going for Nick Wayne. He has a promising future, especially how great he is in the ring, but I don't think they're convincing anyone that they're the heels in this situation. Now, after this, we do have Megan Bayne going against local talent Emily Rose in a squash match. We're back to Megan Bayne just doing squash matches. I do want to say that I don't think that this is a good thing for her. She came in really hot and heavy at first, and after she got her title shot after Toni Storm, it's just like things have dwindled down. Now she started, working with Penelope, and I think they should have taken the opportunity, like Tony Khan has been saying recently in an interview, how they want to introduce tag titles for the women, but there are women that are injured, so they're holding off on that. Tony Khan, don't do that. Don't wait for other girls to feel better to bring out tag titles. There are women who are on the roster already who are there that can definitely be holding it down in a tag division without all these other injured girls. And Megan Bayne could definitely benefit if she would be holding one of those titles, or at least building herself with Penelope in a team. So I think like that nonsense in terms of we waiting for people to get better is actually really silly. And Megan Bayne, it just has not gone up since she's peaked so quickly going for the women's title. Now we hear from Big Bill and Brian Keith, who are yelling about things, and honestly I'm not really sure what they're yelling about, but apparently they have an issue with Juice Robinson, and Big Bill can't wait to get his hands on him. Okay, this is related to the tag eliminator match that they had, I think was it the week before, and obviously they lost, and neither one of those teams have been able to advance, but they're going to get their hands on Juice Robinson because they're not happy with him. Not necessarily sure why, but we'll see where it's going. Now, speaking of Juice Robinson, he's going against Ricochet. Ricochet, oh my gosh, he is amazing. He did something where he Juice is standing up and he flipped off of him by taking 2 steps on his chest or whatever. Some weird shit that I've never seen before. And I was just like, I don't think Ricochet gets enough credit for not just how athletic he is, but how much work he's been putting in as a heel. He's absolutely improved tremendously. And just because he's a heel doesn't mean that we can't acknowledge that. He has a pretty solid match with Juice Robinson, whom we haven't got a chance to see in one-on-one situations since God knows how long. It's been a really long time, since way back when before he got injured. So that was the last time, I think, was definitely the Continental Classic, because he had one match in the Continental Classic and he got injured from there. So it's been a while since we got a chance to see him one-on-one. Now, Ricochet is in this little new group with our boys, the Gates of Agony, so they come on out there looking fly as hell, kind of distracting, but also helping Ricochet to make sure he gets the win. But we also have, right after this, what's his name? The big tall one? Just his name, Big Bill, obviously, who ends up coming out there for Juice as well. I guess we got a little story going on with that. No, you know what? It's interesting, because now that I think about it, there's a lot of tag teams seeming to have some type of beefs going on right now, and none of them going against Hurt Syndicate in any type of way. All the tag stories that are going on right now has nothing to do with the Hurt Syndicate, which is absolutely insane when you think about it. Juice Robinson takes the L tonight, but the story with him and whatever's going on with Big Bill and Brian Keith seems to be cooking at this point. Now we hear from the best wrestler alive, Max Caster, who I never really thought of this, but I thought that with Roosh being able to last the 5 minutes, that this would be a win for Max, but apparently that's still a loss, and they're calling it a moral victory. So it's not an actual victory for Max, and now it makes me wonder, so the thing is not a beat the clock type of situation. It's if Max can win, have that opponent be pinned or them submitting throughout that 5 minutes. I think that's what it is. Honestly, don't know, don't care. Now, we then hear from FTR as well. FTR, they obviously are... So then we also hear from FTR. FTR will be going against local talent in a trios match with Stokely. Stokely is going to be in the ring. Stokely is backstage with his little tracksuit, this FTR tracksuit, and this might hurt to say, but I kind of think it's cute. I probably would buy one. I don't know. Anyway, He said he's going to show Adam Copeland what it is that he can do in the ring tonight. And then he'll get his hands on Adam Copeland on Wednesday and make him one of his hoes. And I'm just like, what the fuck? I don't know. Trios match, FTR, teaming up with Big Stoke to go against local talent. FTR is putting in the work on local talent, while whenever it's convenient for Stokely to just tag and just stand there and look cute, then he'll come on in and not necessarily really do anything. And it's it's literally FTR to take the win for the team, but Stokely goes for the pin and, you know, looks like he's the one with the victory after all this. Like I said, he's not doing anything. But it's funny to see that after the match, after he so-called did something in the ring, referee is handing him his crutch so that he can look like he's injured all over again. Ain't nothing wrong with Stokely. Ain't nothing wrong with him. And, you know, I find him to be really funny. FTR, they're a little bit more on the serious side. Maybe not as funny. But Stokely does bring in a couple of smiles, a couple of laughs with him being part of the group. Still haven't won me over yet. But I cannot wait to see how Adam Copeland damn near ends the life of Big Stoke on Wednesday. So, something got announced that I was so fucking happy about. And if you go back during the live stream, you can see me and GM fangirling about this. So, Zack Sabre Jr. will be at Forbidden Door. They're doing a 4-way match to determine who goes against Zack at Forbidden Door. This match will take place next Saturday, Collision. And who are the 4 people? Lee Moriarty. We love Lee. Hechicero. We love Hechicero. Who's the other one? Oh, Danny Garcia. You know, he was there too. They put him on there. And then the 4th person. I always lost my shit about this earlier. Nigel McGuinness. Lord have mercy, I could not even believe it. This Tony Khan must have been getting my emails. I've been saying that little teaser they gave us at All In last year, where we had for a couple of seconds with Nigel and Zack Sabre Jr. in the ring. Do you not know what type of orgasm the world can have by seeing a match like that one-on-one? Lord have mercy. Anyway, when they announced this, I'm just like, holy shit, Nigel's winning. There's no other choice here for Nigel. Now, with that being said, in order to kind of get you hyped up, Hechicero is going to be having a match one-on-one. And first they bring out Daniel Garcia, who has no aura at all, but he's coming to do commentary anyway. And then Hechicero comes out, but somebody's already in the ring. I was like, wait, somebody's already in there? Who is that? Local talent? AR Fox? Y'all doing AR Fox like that? Giving him the jobber's entrance? What? This right here is a choice. Because AR Fox is not that type of dude that should be getting a jobber's entrance at this point. The type of matches that he has, this man is absolutely insane. Now, look, I'm glad that this wasn't a squash. However, I didn't like that at all. I didn't like that at all, and I know other people agree as well. He's absolutely put his ass out there every single time and tears it up. And I'm glad he's getting more TV time, but a jobber's entrance, I didn't like that. Really great matchup with Hechicero. I don't think they've ever had a match before, but their chemistry was really great. Hechicero is more on the technical side, but he's very versatile. He can work with literally anyone and have a great match with. I didn't think that AR Fox was going to win this at all, because they had just announced that Hechicero was going to be in that 4-way. So why should he win? Now we have the whole STP watching backstage, watching this match. And then we have Danny Garcia, dusty ass, sitting there on commentary watching. And, you know, this is just a way to get everybody hyped up for what's to come. Obviously, Nigel is there as well. And after Hechicero takes the win, you see Lee Moriarty with SCP. They're looking, standing tall, like, oh, Lee gonna win this. And then you see Hechicero and Danny Garcia, Nigel McGuinness. They're all there by the ring, and they all standing looking at each other or whatever. And I'm just like, Nigel's the only choice. I am slightly afraid that they could pick Hechicero. And the reason why I say this is because Zack and Hechicero has had many matches with each other. And when I tell you the level of chemistry that these two have is something that I almost never see with any other opponents. Like, these two are made to go against each other forever when it comes to Zack and Hichisero. However, I think people want something different, which would be Nigel, and then that to take place with these two Englishmen going against each other in the UK. I might have to just, I don't know what I gotta sell, what I gotta do to get on a plane to see those two, but it would be absolutely worth it. I don't have any money, so I'm not going. I'll just live stream from home. Now after this, we get Harley Cameron, who is in a hotel room. Her face is all wrapped up because she did break her nose a while back. What was it again? Like a street fight or something tag match that she was doing. She broke her nose. And it's funny because she had like this little thing where she, you know, the movie The Mask, and the first time she finds this little mask, and the mask is like kind of consuming her, controlling her, and she's going all crazy in the hotel room. I was like, girl, I don't know what this is, but this is pretty entertaining. I'm guessing that she's going to be back, but due to her injury, she's going to have to wear this like pink mask. If that's the case, I'm cool with it, but I hope that she is well enough to be able to wrestle. I know a mask may be able to cover her injury, but hopefully it's good enough where she won't be able to hurt herself again. After this, we have the ladies in trios action. Queen Amnara, Lord have mercy, in green. Lord have mercy. Teaming up with Tay Mello and Willow Nightingale, who are also wearing green. So they all got the memo and they're matching in colors. However, their opponents, Triangle of Madness, which I hate that name, they are not matching. So whatever, they all got their own little styles. That's cool. In a trios match. I will say this, that I do appreciate that we're seeing more multi-men matches with the ladies, because that gives an opportunity for more girls to be on TV. But Tony Khan, this cannot be your strategy forever. How many more combinations are you going to do with the same girls until people are just like, we've seen this match already? So we'll see where they end up picking up. They're going to have to do more one-on-one matches and more of one-on-one matches with the girls throughout the night. We are totally fine if we get 3 matches with the girls. Like, it really doesn't matter how many matches the girls are doing in one night. Anyway, Triangle of Madness takes the win. Even though the baby faces, they actually had great chemistry with each other. I wouldn't put like trios titles on them or anything, but they actually worked really well together. And I would like to see them as a team again. However, long-term going, Queen Arnada should be holding a title. She should fucking have been Forbidden Door representing AEW to go against fucking CEO and the other girls. Like, she literally should have been. Sorry, Alice, we love you, but I'm just saying. And Willow Nightingale, I don't see her doing like trios long term or whatever. Tay Mello, girl, I don't know what it's going to take to make you a little bit more interesting, but she's not bad in the ring. I don't know where they're going with Triangle of Madness, but I'm okay with the girls getting more TV time. Now after this, Max Caster finally gets his little 5-minute challenge thing, and Shibata comes on out there and lay a bitch down in like 2 minutes, something like that. And after chopping him up and kind of like giving him like a little something where he broke the skin and a little bit of blood came out, I was cool with that. I would hate to be chopped by a Shibata. Like, not even once I would take it. And it's funny because I've actually gotten a chance to touch Shibata's hand, and it's so soft. His hands are so freaking soft. And just see how he chops somebody up. Like, I would hate to be chopped by a Shibata. Surprisingly, Shibata, after whooping his ass, ends up shaking his hand after the match. And I was just like, you're going to beat him up, right? No. LFI comes out and attacks Shibata. Oh my god. And Max got attacked too, but that's not what we're concerned about. Shibata, obviously. No Powerhouse Hods. No Samoa Joe. I don't know where they at or what's going on with that. So they didn't come out. And that really got us to be, I guess, hyping us up for the actual main event, because Speedball and Kevin Knight comes out to help. And the main event is LFI going against Hangman and Jet Speed. The main event was great, and honestly I was just like, what, the world champion is on Collision? Like, where they do that at? And apparently Hangman is from Virginia, so this is why he has graced Collision with his presence. and actually have a really great matchup. Now, I mean, I wouldn't put trios titles on Hangman with Jet Speeder or anything, but I thought they worked well together. I hate how every time I turn around, it's fucking Speedball and Kevin. Where the hell were y'all? Like, it was like Hangman doing all the work. And now I get it. It's supposed to look like the baby faces getting their ass whooped, and then out of the blue just go for the win at the end. But it just seemed like every time, like Mike Bailey's laid up somewhere, or Kevin Knight, I don't know where you at, and Hangman is doing the impossible by going against LFI. I will say, like, LFI are, it's so weird to say, but like they're like the best, but not treated like the best. And I feel like once the company truly realized what they have with this team, like the sky's the limit when it comes to what they can do with LFI. I don't know why they haven't gone the extra mile with them. The booking has been absolutely just up and down when it comes to these guys. I have no clue, but I feel like if they at least wanted to start these guys off with trios titles, they are absolutely capable of locking down that entire trios division. And at some point, I think the company's going to realize that. Obviously, a buckshot lariat from our champion, Hangman, onto Jalisco for the win. And Virginia goes home happy. Overall, the show was pretty great. Not bad for a Saturday night. I wouldn't tell you to don't go to the club and stay home and watch Collision or anything. But I thought that it was great. We are pushing towards Forbidden Door, and I'm hoping for things to be a little bit more interesting. And it would be great to see at least whomever they can get in terms of New Japan be featured on these upcoming shows before Forbidden Door, just to make stories, just to make something. Because we have already, I think 6 or 7 matches lined up, and I just feel like this year doesn't feel like a Forbidden Door has been open at all. Like we got it slightly creaked open, you know what I mean? But it doesn't feel like it's open, and I'm hoping that next year this will not be the vibe. You guys, thanks so much for watching my review. I will be back with AEW reviews, but I still have a few more nights of New Japan G1 Climax. We have 4 more nights until we crown a winner for the tournament. So I'll see you guys then.